Audiobook title: The Hidden Engine, Wealth as a Living Consciousness. Introduction: The Veil of Value. In a world where paper holds power and digits decide destiny, few dare to ask, what really is wealth? Not the wealth measured in banknotes or stock valuations, but the force behind the force. Not the smoke, the fire. Beneath the banking systems, beyond economic theory, deeper than any motivational cliché, lies an ancient truth. Wealth is not a thing. It is a state, a living, breathing frequency that bends itself around belief, intention, and perception. When the earth was still listening. Long before Bitcoin or Wall Street, the ancients whispered secrets to the soil. The first tribes didn't trade for profit. They exchanged for balance. To give was to maintain the universe's rhythm. Gold was not currency. It was a language. When the Mesopotamians shaped tablets, when the Egyptians weighed hearts, and when the Vedic sages breathed mantras at sunrise, they all knew prosperity is a loop, not a ladder. In a forgotten African proverb, the river that drinks itself dies. Money that does not flow becomes a tomb. Civilization after civilization, Sumer, Kush, Rome, the Mali Empire, learned this too late. The mind, the mirror, the marketplace. The market does not respond to action alone. It responds to certainty, not the fake kind, the bone-deep kind. Your subconscious does not speak English. It speaks frequency. You cannot lie to it. It does not believe what you say. It believes what you feel. And if you vibrate in fear, it programs your future accordingly. In quantum experiments, particles act like matter, until they're not. They respond to the one watching. So what happens when money watches you? When your beliefs instruct your bank account? Most don't attract poverty. They radiate it without knowing. The architects of perception. You've heard of self-made millionaires, but no one asks, made of what? Belief, structure, identity. The elite don't hustle harder. They resonate differently. They manipulate narratives. They don't fight over pieces of pie. They bake the pie, decide its flavor, and print the recipe in textbooks they control. In ancient China, merchants who practiced feng shui on their cash vaults weren't being superstitious. They were aligning metal with mind. Today's billionaires call it risk appetite and investor psychology. Different names, same power, the gospel of vibration. The great teachers never taught wealth the way we understand it. Jesus multiplied loaves not with fingers, but with faith. The Prophet Muhammad praised charity as a purification, not a subtraction. Buddha warned attachment poisons both riches and relationships. They all understood the same thing. Reality listens to alignment, not begging. Saying, "I want to be rich," vibrates lack. But saying, "I am a channel of abundance," commands the quantum. Sound dramatic? So is gravity. And nobody doubts it. Mental architecture, designing your prosperity frequency. Thoughts are not weak. They are blueprints. And wealth does not arrive where there is no structure to hold it. This is why the poor lose jackpots and visionaries build empires with nothing but grit and inner order. The trick isn't to chase money. It is to rewire your operating system to behave like money is already yours, because vibrationally it is. But you must become the vessel that sustains it. Imagine your consciousness as a cup. The bigger the cup, the more water you receive. But if it's cracked with doubt or sealed with fear, not a drop will stay. The karma of coin. Every transaction is a spell. Every act of giving or greed writes a script into the field of your future. In both the Bhagavad Gita and the Babylonian tablets, one law rings eternal. Money is never neutral. When you cheat, hoard, or manipulate, it may seem like you win, but the echo returns, always. Prosperity is not just possession, it's permission. You attract what you've earned karmically, not transactionally. The alchemist's secret: gold was never the goal. Forget what you were taught. The philosopher's stone was never a mineral. It was the moment a mind becomes untouchable by fear. The real alchemist transmutes trauma into clarity, doubt into certainty. He doesn't touch gold, he becomes it. Gold doesn't glow in the vault, it glows in the man who has mastered inner order. You don't need more resources. You need a rebirth of how you see yourself in relation to value. Rituals of wealth, the energy of exchange. Ever noticed how the wealthy tithe, give, donate? Not out of guilt, but design. Giving is not sacrifice. It is calibration. It tells the universe, I trust the source, not the storage. This is why hoarders shrink and givers expand. The river keeps flowing only through open channels. There's a reason ancient temples had offerings and modern philanthropists build foundations. It's not vanity, it's vibrational law. Speaking reality, the mantra mechanism. Words are codes. The subconscious obeys the vibrational tone, not the syllables. I can't afford is a death spell. I choose to redirect my resources is sovereignty. Speak as if you are already that which you seek. The world will conform, not because you begged it, but because you tuned into its rhythm. Becoming the source. Stop chasing. Stop mimicking. Stop doubting. You are not a bucket waiting to be filled. You are the well. The wealthy are not different. They are decisive. Become a source of clarity, a transmitter of value, and a mirror to abundance, and you will no longer attract money. You will generate it. Because wealth is not something you hold. It is something you are. Ending message. If you've made it this far, you've remembered something. Something older than your name. Older than your language. The truth that your wealth is not in the future. It is in your vibration, and you can choose it now.